being recorded, all it.
Now it's being recorded. What's kept between me and you? I can edit this though.
Should we start again?
Are you able to say what you were going to say? I can pause it.
So basically, I don't know if everyone knows, but I am an online client for yourself, yes?
Yes.
So at the start of a new plan you send, it must be a auto like responder or something. It says, please upload your photos so we can compare your physical changes over the weeks.
Is that how I talk?
These are completely private between you and me. I expect they fucking will be.
Well, yeah, I'm not a fan of sharing images though. And unless you've got like an amazing transformation and I'm like, can I share them?
Well, I don't take that many photos. I look at myself in the mirror and I think, you've done well, son. Oh, you need
it. I look bangable, therefore I'm doing well.
Hold on a moment. I'm just going to turn you up a touch. Yes. Yeah, so basically I've got the I bought myself a new laptop at the weekend, so now I don't have to use my iPad like I did last week.
Tech problems.
Yeah, not purely so I could do a podcast once in a blue moon, but
just next you'll be getting a microphone.
I need a microphone now.
I don't know. Yeah, I got one. I have got one.
And those spotlights.
But this is more for if I'm going to talk by myself.
So why wouldn't you have it in now? You should have that in the shot. Then you'd seem like a procaster.
Because what I find with this is I'd have to do it and listen to you through headphones because it actually acts as a microphone. So it echoes back in the speakers of the computer.
Oh, look, relax now. Hold on, that's better.
Yeah, you look well chill, Ben. So today we're talking gadgets, aren't we, Ben?
Yes. What's your favourite gadget?
My iPhone. It's the only gadget I've got.
I thought you were going to start talking Rampant Rabbit for a second.
Are we going straight in for that, are we, Ben? Goodness me. What are we? We're a couple of minutes in.
No, okay, sorry.
Oh. Let me tell you. Okay, I've got two. My iPhone and my dildo.
I don't believe that you've got one of those.
Oh, yeah. Massage gun.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about, Ben?
I've just bought one of those, actually. And it is, the one that you suggested online wasn't actually available. So Amazon were doing a discount on one. So I bought that. And it's got the best charge ever. I've charged it once, and it's only yesterday has it gone down to 60% charge. They last for ages.
They do.
For 50 quid. I mean, I don't know whether it does any good to my body, but my body is not aching at all since I've started using it. And if you close your eyes and put it on the back of your head, it's pretty fun. So the family have been round, and they've all had a go on it, loved it. And everyone, you probably saw the video that I had trying to chase my dad down with it.
Does he not like it?
Yeah, but my favourite gadget is my Apple Watch. It's the best thing to accompany an iPhone that has ever been made.
They are pretty clever. But again, I suppose you've got to enjoy wearing a watch.
Well, yeah, I like wearing a watch because for me, it gives you how many steps you've done, how far you've gone, how many flights you've climbed. If you want to set your own move goal, so I have a 1,200 calorie a day move goal every day now. So I've not really been hitting that for the last week. If I do a lot, if I go for a walk and a workout, I might get to 1,200 calories. But it's good for tracking your steps, and even better if you go for a walk like me. It's got the weather at the palm of your wrist.
The palm of your wrist.
Yeah, you can even do an ECG on it now.
For your heart rate.
Yeah. And there's also, it's got, you can pay for stuff at Tesco.
Can't hear you, Ben.
Can't hear me?
No, you just dipped out then.
Maybe it's your Wi-Fi, I don't know, but I couldn't be closer. But yeah, basically you can pay for it. You can get your Can you see your credit cards on there?
Yeah. So instead of getting your phone out or your card, you could just tap your wrist against the machine. And people are worried about chips.
Yeah, but it only works while it's on your wrist. If it comes off your wrist, then you have to put a passcode back into the. So if I take it off my wrist now, so that's come off. Say someone stole it, and then I went to double click it to get the payment feature up. It's everything's completely blocked on it now.
You've mentioned that on your wrist. There's actually a chip that people are now getting inserted into their arms so they can do all that.
Is it the vaccine?
No, it's a legit chip. That's some body piercer guy. I'll have to dig out the Facebook video.
Oh yeah,
it came up as an advert, and they're actually doing a chip implant into people's wrists so they can pay for shit.
Right, because they're doing that with those rubber rings now, aren't they? You know, like CrossFitters are wearing those rings. Instead of wearing a marital wedding band that could, when you're exercising, could pull your finger off, they wear these rubber. It's a rubbery ring, and they have the same tech in it. So, say you walk up to pay contactless, you can just put your finger out.
I didn't know about that. I know there's a ring that people wear in replacement, but I didn't know there was a ring that you could wear to pay for stuff.
Can you see behind me? Yeah. Look at this, right? What I got this morning. Hey Alexa, turn on plug 1. Is that gone on behind me?
Yeah, the light's just gone on.
Yeah. So now you can get these smart plugs, £9, and they turn everything on and off. How sick is that?
Do you know what? That is just encouraging a lazy fucking lifestyle, isn't it?
No, but that
like,
is
come
cool.
on. You don't want to get up just to turn that light on. Instead, you can sit on your butt.
Do you know what I think about this light? I thought it was, when we bought it, it was going to have one of those like foot on-off buttons, but it hasn't. It's got this little piddly button right in the top. So don't get me wrong, I'm not going to buy any more of those plugs. But how fucking cool is that?
That is cool. That is cool.
And you can basically, providing you've got your own Echo Dot or in, I don't know, what are they, Alexa device, you can hook them up all over the house. So, like I've got this heater on. I have this heater on down here and here when I'm working out. And after a couple of minutes, I think, especially if you're in a wad, and I'm thinking, I want that thing off. So I've got to walk over and turn it off. If I could just scream at the Echo Dot to turn it off, I see that as a win.
See, I just see all that as lazy. Like, I really do. And I think that's why I wanted to talk about gadgets, Ben.
Yeah, okay, well, look.
Because it is lazy. Do you not see how lazy that can potentially make you?
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't class myself as a lazy person. I've already done 6,000 steps today. How many have you done?
0, mate. Do you know, I actually checked that for the first time the other day, because obviously iPhone, but I don't always carry it. And I've got to find
I think steps are a good thing to count. So either I started with a Fitbit, and probably the reason why I changed was because they're not as accurate as an iWatch for steps. So I was doing about 26,000 steps a day, but a lot of those steps were coming in the car when I was going over potholes and things like that. With an Apple Watch, it's a lot more accurate, and your heartbeat as well is more accurate on them. So a lot of people use them and think, oh, when I speak to people, especially about calories and stuff like that, they'll go, oh yeah, I've burned 1,200 calories today, so I'll eat an extra 1,200 calories. And I think that's where people can go wrong with these things. I don't use it like that. I just think, right, if I want to do, my goal is about 15,000 steps a day. If I get anywhere between 10 and 15, I'm happy. And I know it's a genuine, I've done that many steps, but I'm not obsessed by it. I just find it as handy. You know, it's got information on there that's handy. I am considering a Whoop band just to see the difference. They're different though, because they're not a one-off payment, they're a subscription. And they're more in depth. Oh yeah, with the sleep as well. I like to track my sleep, so that's what it's handy for. But I think the Whoop is a bit more in-depth data.
Is that the one that tracks your sleep as well? Because I'm sure it's Whoop and then Aura, so it's tracking heart rate variability, steps, and then sleep.
Recovery as well. So it doesn't just do your sleep; it does your recovery. It's a I died. Look at you. You're getting emotional. I can see that you're about to lose.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not getting
I just
emotional.
want.
Okay, yeah, I am. Okay.
You use
Yeah, but
technology
then
for your
no.
business all the time, so you must. There must be some benefit to it. Otherwise, people won't be buying it.
Okay, the biggest benefit is for the manufacturers. This is my stance on it, because people are going to want it because they'll think it'll help with their problems.
I do believe, ever since I've got a Fitbit, that has helped me because I was tracking steps. It made me aware of what I was doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Probably now, I probably don't need it.
Yeah, and that's probably the only reasons I'd suggest that somebody possibly consider getting one. Like, tracking has its place in anything. The same as like keeping a food diary. Get it so you can be aware of what you're doing.
What gets measured?
You've lost sound again.
What gets measured gets managed.
Yeah, but it can also become obsessive.
Yeah.
So again, it's kind of, my view is people are getting these apps and these gadgets because they think it's going to solve a problem. Whereas if they're not actually aware of the problems that they could be having. So, okay, if you're not recovering properly and you're suffering with losing fat and you're also sleeping pretty shit, do you really need a gadget or an app to tell you that, okay, you need to change something in your life?
Well, I don't know, because for me, I always thought I worked best off of 6 hours sleep, especially in my 20s. I always thought someone told me this when I was at uni, your body works in 6 hour cycles. Now it's probably complete and BS, but and then I'd find myself waking up after 6 hours and I'd be like, fresh as a daisy here. So, but obviously now I've got to learn a bit more about sleep as I've gone down the fitness journey. That I struggle to get more than 7.5 hours sleep. But if I, like at the moment, my sleep has been worse and I can feel, I'd like to say this tracks your 3-day sleep cycles. So I know that I'm working at about 85% of what and I probably am a bit, I was tired yesterday, I was tired on Saturday, probably not as bad today. So I do think it's handy for that.
Okay, so if you woke up and you were like, oh, I'm full of energy, would you say that I've had a good night's sleep or you've had a bad night's sleep?
Probably wouldn't even think about it.
Right, so when you wake up and you feel really tired, can't keep your eyes open, or you feel a little bit moody, would you think you've had a good night's sleep or a bad night's sleep?
Probably a bad night.
Yeah, so, and again, that's where I always come from. It's like, can you not think for yourself? Gadgets are good because it's going to make you aware, but then what? What happens when you lose the motivation from doing that because it just gets boring? Like, is that something you're going to do for the rest of your life, or is it just going to help you become more aware? Okay, maybe I need to do something about my sleep because I'm waking up tired every morning. I'm not recovering from my training. I'm moody, I'm snapping my partner's head off. The kids fucking hate me. I need to change something. Or is it like, oh, let me check what's going on? Or I've not really walked a lot today and I've not slept very well. Oh.
No, but I don't know. I think probably something I was going to say to you about I said to you we should talk about goals, because I'm quite a goals driven person and I'll do weekly goals, daily goals. Probably one thing I don't do is really long-term goals, which is, whatever. I suppose you do that in New Year, but I'm looking at daily and weekly goals, sleep is a part of those goals. Getting to bed early. Rather than going to bed at 12:30 and watching Netflix till whatever time in the morning. But
Binging on your
I
Game
guess
of
it just
Thrones
makes
till 3
it just
o'clock in the
makes you
morning.
aware, I suppose. That is what I would say the pros are. It just makes you aware. Like I get a sleep report every morning. It'll pop up on my phone, on my arm, and go, "You've had X amount of sleep. You slept walk this far and at this much." But each to their own. I do agree. Yes, you can think for yourself, but it's just a little nod towards thinking about it, I guess. Bear it in mind.
Yeah, and that's, I think for me, it's like go for the cheapest possible option, not spend like hundreds of pounds on an app, because your phone can pretty much track most things. Most people will have a bloody watch of some sort to track their fitness anyway and steps. But I think for me, that's where it stops, because the accuracy is not going to be there.
But I just think smartwatches are so much cooler than normal watches. I mean, you can
Yeah,
tell
but you've
the
got to
time.
like to wear a watch. I don't like wearing watches, so that would be something that I wouldn't find
What
easy
do you
to
like
do.
to wear?
Clothes.
Do you wear any jewellery at all?
No.
Earrings?
No.
Nose piercing?
No, took them all out.
Tongue?
Took them all out.
I bet Dan's devastated about that, isn't he?
All gone. But that's the thing, is it's like, it's got to be easy for you to do. It's got to be there and readily available to give you the information that you're wanting from it. But then you've also got to know what you're going to or hope to learn from tracking that information. Because if you're not going to change anything, then go back to, okay, well, what was your goal in getting it anyway? And how has that helped you move closer towards that goal? Because it's all going to get boring eventually.
Well, yeah, now I want a new one, because I just want the newest one. And that's advertising for you. I mean, do you find now that you're on Instagram and those adverts pop up, and you're like, yesterday I nearly bought 20 quid's worth of protein spreads from Food Spring. And I'd never buy that stuff. And next thing you know, I'm like signing up for 10% off my first order. And I was like, hold on a minute, you're spending 20 quid on chocolate spread
that you don't even eat.
I've never eaten chocolate spread.
So was it the fact that it had protein in them, Ben? Oh, I've got to get my protein in.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe because I was thinking about those wrap parcels, thinking I could make a proper delicious.
Just use Nutella, mate, honestly. That's another topic, but
hey?
That's another topic though, the protein in some of these spreads.
Have you had them?
No, I'm not into stuff like that.
What are you into?
Food.
What food? Come on then, what would you have for breakfast?
Eggs, bacon, sandwich. See, I don't normally eat breakfast either. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting hungry now, so I'll look to eat.
Right.
I don't eat when I wake up. So I'd probably grab a protein bar whilst I'm cooking a bacon sandwich or doing some eggs. Or I'll go for some soup and toast.
Right, okay. Okay, I mean, well, I'm a big breakfast man. I never used to be. I never used to be. Today I had toast, avocado crushed on the bread as the butter, scrambled egg, Tabasco, salt and pepper.
Bish bash bosh.
Yeah.
Loving it. What prompted this call was that Lumen app, wasn't it? That Lumen gadget.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. But yeah, because surely we should get one of these. Come on, we've got to get this and then do a review.
Why? Just to do a review of how fucking shit it is.
Yeah, because I think that's important for people, because people see, because that's exactly how I saw that bloody Lumen thing was because I got one of those Insta, or Snapchat or something as you're going through to the next video, it popped up.
It popped up on my Insta, and I looked at it and I was like, what is this?
Looks like a smoking device, doesn't it?
Yeah, so do you remember the gadgets that you blow into when you go to the doctors? So it's basically similar to that. So you're going to blow into that, and apparently it's going to tell you if you're in fat burning mode.
It is, yeah. Never count a calorie again. Measure your metabolism daily and learn how to enhance fat burn Hold on, it's just gone up and boost energy naturally. Right, so I'm just going to go to the, it's the first device to hack your metabolism. Okay. So you got to get the right nutrition, optimize workouts, and lose weight. So basically, what they're going to do is give you a calorie deficit. I bet you, give you some workouts because it doesn't hurt to do a bit of exercise, and then guess what's going to happen?
I'll be in a calorie deficit and I'll be in fat burning mode.
They do. I mean, no, I'm not going to lie. It is a good looking. Like it's black. It's purple.
Yep.
But when I sent you this, I could see it intrigued you, or sorry, it lit the torch papers because you put, yeah, I've seen this, another tech gadget, which is bollocks. And then obviously, then you've got into child mode and you've sent me 4 messages in 10 seconds. A load of fucking bollocks, shall I rant? I don't know anyone that's used one of these personally, do you?
No, not personally, no. But I do like your idea of let's get one and just give it a go, because I would be somebody that's not often in what they would call fat burning mode because I love carbs.
Yeah, I mean, I would like just to get it, just to see what it's saying. It's saying carbs are burned at a high CO2 level. Fat is burned at low CO2.
I'm gonna bet, right? Knowing what I know a little bit about breathing, I would place a bet that if I got one of those things and I did a test, 2 minutes apart, I could manipulate it to have a higher CO2 level output just through changing the way that I breathe. Like I am willing to
go
place a
into
bet
a
now.
hyperventilation breathing mode sort of type of thing.
Yeah, to encourage my body to have higher CO2 levels, and then test it again.
I owe my life.
Go on.
Do you know how much it is?
No.
Go on, have a guess.
300 quid.
Ding, 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 you win.
Is it really?
It's on limited offer at the moment, £299 with a year warranty, free UK shipping, reduced from 349 quid.
Okay, what's the refund policy?
I don't know. Check out.
Because I'll get it and then send it back.
Where will it say about? Oh, here we go. Refund policy.
That's
14 days.
Yeah, perfect. Get it, use it, send it back. Yeah, so I'm just going to I'm going to turn around my phone. So basically, can you see that?
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Yeah, so basically saying this is the first device to hack your metabolism. And Lumen knows if your body is using fats or carbs for fuel.
By your CO2. So what have you got to do?
Just through your breath.
In your mouth.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess that you have to breathe out for a certain amount of time. But this is what they do in like labs, where you're hooked up to like proper breathing apparatus, and they get you.
And you see
doing those, yeah. And
I see athletes where they're running on those, what is it, CO2 VMAX machines where.
Yeah, they've got it there. So that would be the machine. So
yeah, so look,
it's to test your like metabolic rate. So you'd lay in a clinical environment, not doing anything, hooked up to this machine, and that is accurate to test your resting rate. So to do that in a handheld gadget that you can pay for 300 quid. Really?
Imagine you might buy it and turn into an influencer for Lumen.
I wouldn't do shit like that though. So metabolic flexibility, but you could do that through your diet anyway. And as long as you put yourself in maintenance calories or calorie deficit, whether you're in fat burning mode or carb burning mode would determine on the amount of those food macros that you bloody ate, surely. If I went low carb, then my body would naturally turn to burning fat once it had got rid of the glucose energy stores from my muscles. So it's,
Well, when
it's
I
like,
went about in the summer with that carb cycling, when I was having days of higher carb, medium carb, low carb, low carb, medium high, and then that way, I don't know. I did seem to drop weight, but I don't know whether that's because it's probably just because I was doing 2,600 calories, 2,400, 2,100, and then back up the ladder and then back down.
yeah, it all comes to your average calorie intake and your activity levels, exercise, whatever, your calorie burn. But my problem with all these fucking gadgets is people buy them that need to lose weight and they think it's going to be the solution to their problems when it isn't. So I was coming at frustrated because if somebody's going to sit down every night and just eat loads of shit, which they know they probably shouldn't be eating, and chowing through bags of crisps, chocolate, whatever, would they really go to bed and then expect to wake up in the morning and be in fat burning mode? So for me, again, it comes back to the awareness of what they're doing and having some level of accountability. Because if you're just going to rely on these gadgets, which aren't going to help you at all, it could help you have a little bit of awareness of, actually, I probably shouldn't have binged last night. You know, I probably shouldn't have drunk all those beers or that bottle of wine because I've actually gone over my calories. And
Can I just say something here? Yeah.
yeah.
Cozy B, Ben Stockhill, the beer boy, didn't have a drink in January.
I didn't either.
Now, the only test for me is going to be whether I drink on my birthday, which is in 16 days' time. So, you know, get your cards ready, Facebook posts, I don't know, whatever anyone wants to send me.
Yeah, to Ben Stockhill. How old are you going to be?
38. And look how young I look. I was a 20-year-old in an 80-year-old's body. Now I'm 38. I'm not 25. I'm like Hulk Hogan over here. Ding, ding.
Oh.
Yeah, but okay then. So what gadgets would you recommend if you're trying to lose weight? Surely you say scales, and scales is something that I want to talk to you about.
No, I wouldn't actually.
So you wouldn't even recommend scales?
No.
What would you recommend then?
I'd just tell them to get a step tracker.
Step tracker, so just a basic step tracker.
Yeah, pedometer, whatever they're called.
Yeah, well, my Uncle Lawrence got one. Come round with my dad. You can it's just it looks like, I don't know, it must be 10 years old, these things. It's like a little rectangle that goes in your top pocket, and it was pretty accurate. They went for a walk around the country park and it said they'd done 5,500 steps, which is what my watch would do, and I think that only cost about 12 quid.
Yeah, that's probably the only gadget I would actually recommend to anybody wanting to lose weight. No, I honestly, the only gadget would be pedometer, tracking their steps, and then I'd probably tell them to get a little diary or a book that they can write down in every day of how they feel when they wake up, how they felt after they went for a walk, what they ate.
Do you keep a log of how you're feeling and your exercise and stuff like that?
Yes, if I've been pretty stressed, then I'll sit and think about everything that's happened, and then I'll start paying attention to how I'm feeling.
Yeah, because I did that in lockdown 1, because when we first went into lockdown, I was obviously making up my own workouts, so I started doing an exercise log. But then some days I was feeling shitty, so I'd write down like a bit of a diary, like how I was feeling for the day and little mini goals. Yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think that's more important than anything. For anybody wanting to lose weight, I think that's where they need to start. And it's going to get different to people that are kind of like high performers, like really into their training and they've got competitions or whatever, but you've got to think of the person.
You've got two extremes, haven't you? You've got the Ryan Barretts of the world and the Alistair McKenzies. Do you know what I mean?
God, yeah.
So you got
two ends of the scale.
And then you got the old sick note himself over here.
Yeah. But it's true, and it's like, does everybody need a gadget? Does everybody need to be tracking the same things? No. It's kind of, what are you struggling with the most? But it's the same as MyFitnessPal. I like it as a tool if people get on with it, but then there's a huge error of margin and mistake when people are actually putting in the foods because you don't know how accurate it is. because there's so many people that put in the same stuff and the calories and the macros are all wrong.
So you're saying if, say, for instance, I don't know, I went and got a pack of super noodles from Tesco's, scanned that, and it's given me 100 grams worth of calories, whatever. It might not be what's actually on the back of the packet. That's what you're saying. However, it is getting more accurate because I do check stuff like that. And if you really wanted to be anal about it, you can input the changes or report the issue.
Yeah, but how many people are going to do that? So how many people are going to start using it and then be aware of those things? And I don't think many people are. And then you've got the mistake that you mentioned at the beginning, was that it gives you a calorie burn. So if you exercise and you put that into MyFitnessPal, then people use that as a way to eat back more food. But like you said, it doesn't, that's not how.
Yeah, that's the only flaw I'd say of it. So I don't know whether you can see that on the screen. So because I've been for a walk, it says I've got 108 exercise. So my calories for the day have gone up by 108 calories. Now, I don't take any notice of that, but that's what people do.
Yeah, that is what people do. And that's what people shouldn't do. Because if I'm correct, MyFitnessPal, when you put your weight and stuff in, it'll kind of give you an estimate of what your daily your calories will be.
Yeah, but it actually works out your
BMR and
TDE calculator. And it's actually quite accurate, but compared to what it used to be, it depends how much weight. But the thing is, what I would suggest is ask a professional like Dina Prowler, sort out your calories, stick them into MyFitnessPal, and don't worry about your exercise. I use it like I'll put my food in the night before just so I know what I'm going to eat. And whether it's bang on or not, who cares? It's just so I know roughly what I'm eating.
Yeah, but it works for you, Ben, and it's something that you don't mind doing. It. I don't think it makes you obsessive about it, because you know that if you just want to go on a beer binge or whatever, then whatever.
I'll just put 40 pints in. Do you know what I mean?
And the rest.
Yeah, because if you're going to, like we said last week, if you go on it, you go on it for a few days and then you cool off. But
I think my concern is it can become an obsessive habit, and people can take it to the extreme rather than using it as a helpful tool to give you that holy shit moment of, am I really eating that much? Maybe I shouldn't have that extra Kit Kat, or maybe I need to reduce the amount of sugar I'm putting in my drink.
Well, do you want me to do a tutorial, make a little video for you so you can tell people how to use it correctly? Because I do think people don't use it properly.
No, I don't think they do. But then what's wrong with pen and paper? Like, if you were to write everything down that you ate in a day, would that not make you aware of how much you actually eat? I found that works for some of my clients. It's like, write it down. They're like, oh my God, I didn't realise I was eating so much. Yes,
but once you have started using the app, it's the speed. You can literally, if you've eaten the foods before, you can stick them all in seconds. Then it's not such a painful task.
Yeah, but does it need to be a painful task? I'm trying to get at the point that if people know they've got weight to lose, or they want to be slimmer, or they want to get rid of the chunk, whatever, then if you were to write down what you were eating or drinking for even 2 days, would that not be enough for you to go, maybe I need to cut the crisps out, maybe I need to not snack between my meals, or, you know, have that chocolate bar when I'm watching the telly? Just changing one of those things surely is going to put them into a calorie deficit. And then if you go and walk 6,000 steps a day to start with, because you've done absolutely nothing.
Is that what you tell people to do, 6,000 as a base goal for new?
No, well, it depends depends on the person. If they're somebody like me that sits down for most of the day and does an average of, let me get it up. So my average steps is 1,210 steps a day, but I don't always have my phone on me.
Yeah, I was going to say that won't be right. You'll do loads more than that.
No, I don't. Most of my day is spent sitting down, moving to the kitchen, sitting back down, going upstairs, reading, writing. Yeah, no,
but that'll be more than 1,000 steps a day.
Not
just going for a walk to the toilet could be about 250 steps. I mean,
but I've normally got my phone on me, Ben.
I don't think phones track it that. as accurately as
probably don't.
the device.
But I don't think I'd hit anywhere near 5,000 steps. So again, if I was going to recommend to somebody how many steps should they take a day, or what should they be aiming for on their tracker, it would depend on how much walking or activity they do from now.
But you know, you were just talking about snacking and people eating at night and stuff like that, and realizing, do you have any snack hacks? Like, is there something that you know you can snack on loads that isn't too bad? Like, would you say to people snack on fruit, or would you say to get low calorie jellies? Or
yeah, I suppose if it's something they really enjoyed, it'd be go for the lower calorie option.
Yeah.
If you can't live without it, and it's something you want in your diet and you enjoy it, then I'd be like, it's give or take, isn't it? It's like, how serious is your problem, and is it really benefiting you in any way? If it's something you enjoy, then look for a lower calorie option, or make it fit into your calories for the day. So maybe have a smaller portion in your lunch, swap something there, then you can have that full-size chocolate bar or whatever it is.
I love the way that your chocolate bars are this big.
If everyone's honest, do people really go for the little chocolate bar?
You're thinking, no, I want the whole £2 dairy milk like slab.
Yeah, and again, it for me, it's like, are you really enjoying it? Because a lot of people that I talk to, they're not actually enjoying it. They're just scoffing it whilst they're watching the telly. They're not actually even thinking about how it tastes and whether they want to eat it. And that's one thing.
What I did, I've tried to snack a bit better. I went to Holland and Barrett and bought some, like, you know, the dried apricots and the exotic, like the dried bananas, but they are still quite high calorie, those.
Yeah.
They're very carb heavy, those type of things, but I do feel better than my weakness. I mean, I grew up in a pub, it's crisps. I love crisps. I like, literally last night I thought there was one bag of ready side left. I'm there like that. Just like, I was like, Jesus, mate, you've only just had tea, you're all right. Calm down, pal.
Maybe it's the salt, Ben.
It is, but I love putting Worcestershire sauce on the crisps as well, and then drinking the Worcestershire sauce afterwards. Just getting that, like, I mean, I don't even like fish, but is Worcestershire sauce it's a fish based?
I don't know, Ben. I don't have it.
You've never had Worcestershire sauce?
Is it fish based? I don't know. Yeah, I've had it, but I don't like it. It's the same as is it Leah Perrins?
That's what I'm on about. That's what it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, Liam Perrins is like, it's the Sarsons of Worcestershire sauce, because, darling, if you're going to pass me the vinegar, you may as well pass me the Sarsons, because no one, if you ain't got Sarsons in your cupboard.
Oh, it's got anchovies in.
Yeah. But you can't taste the fish, and I think I'm allergic to fish.
What makes you think you're allergic to fish?
Well, when I had fish fingers at Centre Parks, I threw up. But yeah, I had a fish. Then I thought I hadn't had fish for ages, so maybe it's cod, I don't know. But if I had fish and chips on, what's the holy day for fish?
I'm not a holy person, but...
Is it Good Friday? Good Friday is the day
over Easter.
Yeah, that you should eat. So I was in Liverpool and had fish and chips there, and it didn't really agree with me. I had a fish cake at work once. I had to take the rest of the day off.
Do you know what, Ben? I don't think it was the fish. I think it might have just been off.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because last night Bailey was throwing up. So we made the cake, but she likes to eat the
batter.
So she texted me this morning going, "Dad, are your eggs off? I think you've given me salmonella." I'm like, the eggs don't go off to the 15th of Feb. And she's like, it's definitely the eggs. It's definitely the eggs. You can eat raw eggs, can't you? That'd be a good wholesome snack, wouldn't it? For people, wouldn't I? Just crack a few eggs. Have you ever done that?
No, I remember my brother.
Let's go and get an egg now and do it raw.
Ben.
Come on, let's do it. This will be bands for the gram. Come on.
No, you
Come
do
on,
it.
let's do
No.
it.
I remember my older brother used to do it when he was bodybuilding. And I must have been like 13, 14, and he'd put them all into a pint glass
Yeah, and then neck it.
and then neck it. And then he tried to get me to do it. Oh, I can't do that. No.
I
I
didn't
don't
realise
think
you
people
can't
want
hold
to
a
see me
brother.
vomiting.
I reckon it'd be quite funny. I reckon, let's be honest, people are looking for a laugh at the moment. They're looking for some fun. I think that's what you're doing with your morning videos, but I think this could just take it up to the next tier.
I can't. I'm not sure. But maybe they'll have to do a
Okay.
vote. I'll leave it to the listeners and people that watch it. Like, do you really want to
Okay,
watch
so-
me drink a raw egg?
Right, okay, so now you can timestamp this now.
My mouth's dribbling.
Yeah, no, it's because I've got an issue with my mouth ever since I had a tumour in it. But
No, me, you.
do people want to see me and Dina simultaneously neck a raw egg? I've never done it.
Can I have it with like Disaronno? Whisked.
If you want to, yeah, if you've got
I'll neck it that way. That's the only way I've drank a raw egg.
I'm going to get it raw because I've never done it.
Amaretto
What is the
sours.
benefit of the raw eggs for bodybuilders? Because you see them, these guys have got like those massive trays of eggs that they have at home and they're eating about 40 eggs a day. Surely they're struggling to take a shit. They're down there like this.
I don't know. I went through a phase of eating a lot of eggs. I mean, I think I got to a point where I was having like 12 a day, but it was just for the protein. So most of them wouldn't have the egg yolks.
You know.
No, I've always been fine in that
About me.
department.
I'm so pleased for you.
Yeah.
I know that you pass wind effectively because, you know. Well, sorry, probably not quite as good as Dawn French. Big up to the Dawn French massive. Transform with Windy Dawn.
We've gone from talking gadgets to bowel movements. I love it.
Well, you got to be fluid, haven't you, in these things?
Yeah, of course we have.
So, yeah, basically what you're saying is about the gadgets. Don't worry about anything. Get a little pedometer and save your money. But
Yeah, really.
I'm saying, from my point of view, get the gadgets because they'll be the best investment you'll ever make. And it's so cool. And do you know what I like about gadgets? It gives you something to talk to your mates about as well. It's a real conversation starter.
Ben, do you feel like Knight Rider?
No, but I did used to watch Knight Rider and kid, you know, David Hasselhoff, bless him, one of the best alcoholics in the world. But, you know, you can't be Baywatch. I mean, that was one of the favourites. If you're at uni and the Baywatch come on, "Something's here in the darkness," and beat like that, boom, you was on the dance floor, no problem. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend. But yeah,
He is a legend.
But yeah, I do like technology. I'm a technology fan. I think from a perspective of capturing your life, you know, especially for your kids, you know, you will have documented so much stuff that, say you do pass on and they've got their kids and stuff, they'll be able to understand what their ancestors are like because of technology. And I think that is cool.
Yeah, but you're
Yes,
guaranteeing that technology is going to be here forever. What if it's not?
Well, I think that's why people watch all these old school things like Bridgerton and like I've finished Game of Thrones now. Thank you.
Bridgerton. Oh,
I've only watched about 10 minutes of an episode last night. I thought this does look quite cool because within the first few seconds, some woman was getting nailed up against the tree, and I thought, yes, I'm really down with that. But it seemed quite tongue-in-cheek, quite funny.
yeah, it's been done very well.
But I think people want to live, don't want this technological world in some parts of their life. People want old school, you know, back in the old times. And then there's other parts of life where you do want the technology. So where's the balance? And, you know, will the iRobot thing happen where the machines try and take over the world?
Ooh.
There'll be no more Dina Pralets anymore. You'll be cast off and there'll be a robot there. Maybe it'll be called Dina P. Come into my gym.
Old Randy Stockhill, gone forever.
If you've got Herbalife, you'll be shot in the face. If you're on the Cambridge diet, you'll be kicked in the kidney.
Boost Plus. C9. There it is. Yeah, I think there's a time and a place for a gadget, isn't there? Apps. I wouldn't mind actually going back to the gadget. Like one thing that does interest me is the reports. So seeing it all for me interests me, but is that relevant for the person using it?
What do you mean the reports? You mean like
Yeah,
so
you get
people
feedback,
could
don't
then
you?
share their reports to like their personal trainer? There you go. You've just thought of a whole new business.
Yeah, but is it worth it?
I've thought of a bit of a venture as well the other night.
Ooh.
Right.
Does it involve a
So
gadget?
well, it's not a gadget, it's an event.
Oh.
Okay. But you can wear your fitness gadget on it because there's fitness involved. Now, you know, people are doing wolf runs, CrossFit, and they're doing like those. What are they doing? Those Tough Mudder X things now. So it's a bit like a competition. But I thought of something slightly different, and I don't know whether this will work or not, but a dirty decathlon.
A dirty decathlon?
Yeah, so there's 10.
So is this like muddy?
Yeah, like more, because obviously people are going outside more now. And this is why I wanted to talk to you about litter. There's litter everywhere now. But anyway, I won't go into that today. But the people are going outside more and trying more outdoor activities, but there's no actual event for everything outdoors. So like swimming outdoors. You've got running
in the local
obstacles.
resi.
Yeah, all you need to do is find a place where you can do some sort of rock. So it's an event where, say, you do a run, then you could do a rock climb, then you do a mountain biking through some sort of trail thing. It could be the most sensational thing you've ever done in your life.
I'm sure there's already something similar to that. It's like
I don't think there is. I googled it the other night.
I'm sure there is like an app, and they do online challenges. So once you've completed one, you actually get a certificate.
Well, I can give certificates, medals, badges, Velcro strips for your CrossFit bag.
Oh, I'd do it for that. Don't even like running.
That was my idea, because I think people are going to come out of this lockdown and want to get eat, or whenever the life-ish goes back to normal. People are going to want to go on. Don't you want to go on an adventure now?
Yeah, I do. I'm gagging for it, and a holiday.
But yeah, but would your holiday be different now based on because normally we've all grown up with, you go on holiday to go and sit on the beach, or would you now be more interested in going to places where you're exploring more, or you're doing activities, or you're doing, I don't know, maybe I'm getting older.
I think it's part of us getting older, Ben, to be honest. But yeah, discovering a little bit more about the world and actually seeing it and more places.
Rather than just going and getting shit-faced.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a time and a place for it, isn't there? It's like you can go on your adventure holidays, discover the world. Then you can schedule in your just want to get wasted holidays and party hard. And then you've got your downtime where I just want to chill, relax, just sunbathe every day, be lazy.
I think 5 holidays a year, that's what people need to be going with.
I'll be happy to go on one, Ben.
Or, just go and live in the place for a month.
Taking a month off work.
Could you work
anywhere?
Yeah, even though you've still got the gym, could you set up to?
Yeah, I would. I'd actually, again, once we all go back to normal, business will be run differently. I think it's really important to schedule in the holidays, the time away, time with the kids, study time.
Yeah, because you've set it up now, you don't need to be there all the time, do you? Where do you see the IB? How do you think gyms will change? I don't know whether I asked you this or not last week, but do you think gyms will change now going forward with the fact that people have got more equipment at home? Because I can do a lot of stuff at home, but there's obviously machines and stuff that you've got and rigs at the gym that I can't
Yeah,
do
I think
stuff
it
here.
depend on the person, won't it? It'll one depend on what that person wants to achieve and what they enjoy. And then for the gym, it's a case of, well, who do I actually want to help? And it isn't anybody that's got stuff at home or thinks that they're a know-it-all and they can just go in and train whenever they want. You know, for me, it's a case of, or it will be a case of, go to a Globo gym.
So would you want me out of the gym?
No, you're part of Imperial Bodies, Ben. I don't ever want
No,
you to
there
leave.
till I die, and I may as well get an IB tattoo.
Yeah, I think that's it. You're part of IB.
No,
But no,
but
for me, Imperial Bodies is for people that like the whole camaraderie and the
so it's
social
the
aspect, but
community
they
thing you're going
also
for.
want to, yeah, but they also want to be told what to do and how to do it and stay safe and how they can progress and how they can achieve another goal.
So
But
how
again,
does it look then? What's the framework looking like going forward? So will you still do the, like before, I thought it was really, one benefit I have seen since the lockdown reopened was being able to go in and book an area. So, you know, like where you'd normally walk into the gym and you go, oh, you'd hope there was a rig free or something like that. Or, you know, you can go and book into your bodybuilding bit, or you can go into the strongman, or you can book a rig or whatever. And I thought that was a real enhancement of the gym since it reopened.
yeah.
But I think from what you're saying, there's going to be big changes. Will it be going back towards more of that class vibe where you've got a, because how would someone like me benefit from that? Because just thinking from me rambling a bit here, so obviously I've got my own, you give me an 8-week plan or a 6-week plan that I work towards. But say if I'm coming in the gym, how could someone like me, because I still like to go to the classes and stuff and speak to people, but at the same time, my problem with that is if I do the class, then I also feel like I've got to do everything in the app, then I'm potentially overtraining. So how do you mix those two worlds together? Or have you not? Oh my!
Well, that'd come down to if the client. So if you wanted to do a class, then it'd just be a case of, well, just don't do one of your training sessions for that week. Everything else is kind of would fit around your goals and what you want to do. That's how I program.
Take it those type of members that would get, like, say, full. So say it's a full membership where you get online class standard membership. They're the ideal members because they're the people that are going to be, should we call it your 360-degree touch points, I suppose, where you're sorting everything out from their nutrition, but you're teaching them the correct things to do in the gym, and then they're actually they can go and look after themselves as well.
Yeah,
Rather than
that's always got to be the goal. I don't think even okay for gyms going forward. One is I think the whole booking a space has to stay. I think that just makes the whole gym experience for everybody so much better. Because, you know, one, when you go to the gym, you're going to have somewhere to train and you're not going to be in anybody's way or waiting for a machine unless you all decide to do chest day at the same time. But again, if you're a gym member going into the gym, then you must already know how to switch out exercises. If you're following a training program and someone's on a piece of equipment that you need to use, you should know what you can sub it for or do it backwards. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to I think you've got to have that freedom to be able to just think and go, oh, I can't do a lat pull down. I'll do some bent over rows, or actually nobody's on the sled, so I'm going to do rope pulls, or I'll start with my arms and then finish off with my back. People that do the classes, now my ideal goal would be to get them to your level where they don't have to rely on the classes unless that's what they just enjoy. But then they kind of have a goal to achieve something else. So it's like, do you know what? I love the classes and I'd love to keep doing, you know, 1 or 2 a week, but I want to focus on improving my squats, or I'm actually loving the definition in my body. I want more muscle, because then the training style totally changes.
Because they can make their own goals then, basically, once they've got the knowledge.
For me, that'd be a winning formula and success for that member at Imperial Bodies. You know, and the fact that we've opened up the gym now, so we've got the old rig at the back, that's something not everybody knew, but that means that we can now have larger classes because we can take over the whole middle area of the floor. So we can have up to 12 people.
In a class.
Yeah.
And you still have how many regs are at the back then now? How many squat
There's
bags?
3 at the back. No, there's 3 at the back, but that means you've still got the same number of members that could train in the evening when a class was going on. So they've not lost anything. So
plus you've got the strongman, the yoke that you could also squat off if you needed to.
Yeah. So at the moment, the plan is the classes are going to increase to 12. We can get 12 in that middle area. You can still have 3 members training at the top.
Because that's probably one thing that I noticed, probably people were doing before the initial lockdown, there was more people in the classes. Since the lockdown, there's maybe half the amount, I suppose. Is that just because of the actual physical numbers you can have?
Yeah, we had to reduce. I think we were getting between 10 and 12 in a class, but we had to take it and cap it at 6.
Right.
So even just from a business point of view, the new IB is going to work better because we go back to our original numbers. Everybody still has the dedicated working area post-COVID.
Yeah.
And nobody kind of really misses out.
And what about for people like Dawn who were doing like she would do the HIIT classes and things like that? Because did they happen again or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think the whole circuit style classes is going to have to remain changed because everybody's going to have their own set space. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no sharing of equipment. So it's just, instead of being able to go from a piece of cardio to using the ropes to a dumbbell to sit-ups, it's like you have to think a little bit differently and program differently.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a shame because HIIT classes are good fun, especially for people beginning, you know, getting into it. I used to love going to HIIT classes. Going to get sweaty in a dark room with a load of chicks.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's how IB1 started. It was through fat blasters on a Monday and then booty blasters on a Wednesday. They were HIIT classes with a strength focus. So you could call it like Metcon, but at the end of each one, you were getting a good sweat and working to your highest capacity in that time, like high intensity.
Yeah, from my point of view, I'd like to do weightlifting, and now I'm like my shoulders are okay and stuff. Do a weightlifting class once a week. So, and if I go, do you know what I mean? I'll drag some other people along.
That's it. Yeah, I just see more opportunities for improvable bodies because it's going back to IB1 and just helping people that feel intimidated. And now we've got the space to do it.
IB1 was so good because the community was good. The IB2 just hasn't had the chance, has it, to do it because of what happened? You know, even though that event, the
hybrid,
it was a year ago today.
Yeah,
that was superb. Like, you know, how many people there? There's probably about 40 or 50 people there. People came to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting for the whole gym industry.
Yeah, I just think, will people go more online? Will you have to do?
Yeah. I think people will continue doing what they currently do because, again, it's what you enjoy the most. And if it's easy for you to fit into your day and around family and whatever else and work, and you don't have to go anywhere, you know, you've got somebody on your TV screen and you're happy doing that, I think there's always going to be a place for that. But for those people that actually despise working out at home and can't wait to get out because that's their escape, that's their time for themselves where they're not having any interruptions or the dog climbing over them or the kids asking for something, you know, people are going to want to go to a class or a gym.
But I just think it's definitely social. That's why people want to go down to the gym. Just have a look around, see what other people are up to. You can't stay in the same 4 walls forever. I think that's why people are going outside and doing more activities outside at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all right. I think some people, like you say, have invested money. They will do things at home. I would always keep my gym equipment now. I wouldn't ever sell it, but I would always go to the gym. If I want to do a few back squats, I fucking will.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to track your calories, you fucking will.
I fucking will.
Yeah, that's it. Again, make it easy for yourself. Make sure it motivates you, and then you're going to stick with it, aren't you? But I think if you always rely on somebody telling you what to do and how to do it, you're never going to get anywhere, or not to where you want to be, I don't think.
It's always good to have an inspiration, though, I think. Someone messaged me this morning and said, I wish I had your motivation to work out and go for walks every day. I don't have any motivation. And do you know what I do? I just start it.
Yeah.
If you start, that's the hardest thing. It's like anything. You want to do anything in life, I suppose, if you want to be a good cook. First thing you got to do is a bit of research. You know, I'm a shit cook, but I can now make an absolutely banging chicken and potato curry. Thank you very much.
Oh,
yeah, from scratch as well, completely scratch. I even grind up my own spices. Flew to India earlier. Went over by local rocket, picked this stuff in the fields, flew back, ground it up, and here we are.
I'll expect a bowl of that then, Ben. Thank you. That's the thing. Like you said it just then, and I said it to Claire. It's like, make it easy for yourself. Like, it doesn't have to. You don't have to do an hour or 30 minutes. Just give yourself 5 or 10 minutes. Just start doing something. When you start, that's it. You're probably going to keep going.
Yeah, it's like the mobility for me. That's one goal that I've got.
Your mic keeps playing out.
I think I don't know what it was. Whether it's I think it's because I've got an email notification popping up. It's the bodybuilding warehouse offering me 60% discount on the latest whey protein, and then I've got PhD Nutrition are offering a 30% discount.
Oh, wicked!
I never stick with the same protein. I always change. I like to flick it about a bit. Yeah. I don't know what I was talking about now. Motivation, when we're talking about.
We were talking about motivation. People aren't inspired to do anything, and you were saying you just got to do it. And I backed it up because, yeah, none of us have got motivation. I ain't got motivation to get up at 5:30 in the morning and go and squat at the gym, but I'm doing it.
So what have you been doing today then? What's your workouts looking like this week?
Heavy squats.
What are you talking? Are you doing 2s and 3s or 4s, 5s, 6s?
That's a 3.
5 sets. What weight are you sticking in there?
I did 70 kilos for back squat into 65 kilos for front squat. I felt it. And then did a little bit of core.
Back squat, then front squat, because front squat's more core, isn't it?
Yeah, you're kind of fighting. It's all core, really, but it does change the mechanics of the lift. You kind of got to have the mobility as well.
Diaphragm. Breathe into the diaphragm.
Tell you what, if you move forwards, you're going to feel that back takes a strain when you're trying to get out of that hole.
My legs, obviously, so as you bend down, they go out. But as I'm pushing up, there's a little, they want to go in, then they go back out.
That's normal. It's to do with the strength of your adductors and your valgus. I think they call it valgus knee. So when the knee caves in, that's why a lot of people give the Q knees out. But I just go squeeze your ass on the way down and on the way up, because that kind of puts your legs into that out position.
Yeah, because it automatically flares your knees, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, for you, it's nothing major, but there are a lot of people where their knee nearly touches the other knee. And in that case,
really?
Yeah, but in that case, you've got
to really... Is there ever a case for doing, like, narrow feet together squats? Does that hit a different part of you? It's got to be more quads, surely.
It's more on the outside, but again, it depends on what you're thinking about when you're squatting. And you've got to have the mobility to do it. But usually it's going to force your outside of your quads to kind of work a little bit harder if you're focused on squeezing your knees together. But again, it'll all it is interesting, but it'll always depend on how low you go and whether your heels.
How low can you go? How low can you go? So I haven't even looked at my my workouts for today. Okay, 10 sets of 5. This is going to be fun. You've slapped some front squats in there for me.
I have indeed. Do you know why I've done that? Because what I've been doing is working, and I've not even focused on like maxing the weight, because it's all been done on percentages. But it has been really eye-opening.
But I haven't I don't know what my 1 RM back squat is.
Go by feel.
I think it's about 120, 125. I've never had that amount on my back, but I've done 5 at 15 for 115, 5 in a class in one of TK's strength and
Yeah, so I'd
conditioning
probably do,
classes.
base your percentages on that 5 rep max for now.
A V up. Is a V up, is that the double? Hold on.
Yeah, both feet up together. Yeah.
Or is it a one leg?
You
and
can
then
do
the
one
other
leg. If it's too hard, do one leg. Otherwise, it's
Can do
both feet at
10
the same
V-ups.
time.
Oh yeah, that to plank Copenhagen. That is a nightmare for me to do in this house. I've got nothing to put my foot on.
Have you not got a poof or anything? Edge of the
I've
sofa?
I've got the old Jesson's well stools. But
Who's that then?
they fall over when
Oh,
I
do
put my
they?
foot on them.
Can't you wedge it against the door
Yeah, I'll have to think of
or the
something.
wall?
I'm quite excited for that. Squatting is my favourite. I think because squats are my favourite thing to do because I don't feel that I have any impairment from my upper body, whereas I do on other moves, but they also make me feel sick. Overhead lunge with 50 kilos.
Give it a go, Ben. Give it a go.
You haven't written that for someone else.
No, it's for you, Ben. Give it a go, Ben.
I'll kill myself.
Start slow. Let's see where you're at, Ben.
I'll start with a bar. Okay, well, that looks good. Anyway, that looks like a good one today. I'll enjoy that at about 3 o'clock.
Is that when you train?
Yeah, it's only because I thought that I like to go. I like to do it in the light rather than it's getting dark so early. I just prefer to do it in the daylight. I don't know why. It's just me. I did. You'll be pleased to know I did that WOD. The skipping is very difficult in here because the roof is low and I don't want to mess up the carpet. So I've put the tiles down that you gave me. But as you're jumping on the tiles, they're moving. It must be because they're on carpet, but they move. Yeah, so they move apart, and then you feel like you're going to jump down the hole. But I was quite pleased with the power snatches, so that was good. I didn't go full bore. I'm not going full bore on these things. I'm just doing them.
Just moving through it. That's all you need to do, Ben. You don't need to like do it as if you're in a bloody comp. It's just getting it done or doing as much as you can.
Yeah, no, but I have got to bear in mind that you've now blagged me to do this comp, which is probably this, and isn't it at the Arnold thing?
I think it is. I can't even remember what it's called.
There'll be thousands of people there, like
thousands.
If you think Eddie Hall,
is it at the Arnold?
Yeah, Eddie Hall's. It's his event that he's doing alongside. He's obviously got Arnold Schwarzenegger to do it here, and they've got that Khabib, the UFC fighter, is going to be there.
Oh bloody hell!
You know, but
let's do some training then, Ben. Jesus, I didn't know it was that serious. Are you sure?
Yeah, but what's it called again?
Is it Ultra Games or something? I don't know now.
I'm sure one of the lads said on the group that it was at the Arnold or something. Don't get me wrong, I excel when there's a big crowd.
I heave. Oh, that's adrenaline.
What was your favourite competition?
Yeah, it's at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre.
What's your favourite competition that you've done?
Probably Battle for the Middle Ground.
Yeah, what with Connor? Yeah, that was a good event, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
do like the Rain Hills ones, but for me, I always prefer doing it with somebody else.
Yeah, but you did it with Dawn. I don't know if you remember, you did the Rain Hill with Dawn as well.
Yeah, I did. That was a good one as well, though.
She had the worst whip I've ever seen. Oh.
Yeah, no, that I did enjoy. I do prefer the pairs ones. I think there's just a lot less pressure for it. Whereas I kind of get myself a little bit agitated when I'm doing it on my own.
Yeah, the Battle for the Middle Ground, I think the one where Alistair came 13th, that looked like hard work. Do you know what I mean? When Klutzy went out on that double DT and she flew out on the double DT and then had to do the wall balls. So I was like, this girl, I was like, she's gone way too quick. And she's like a minute of everyone, ahead of everyone on DT, but she's good with the barbell. So
Yeah.
she was the last one to come off the wall balls. Bless her.
But that's the best thing about the comps though. Unless you are pretty decent at everything, you're going to suffer in some of the workouts, which is where I think a lot of people just fall down in their training. We constantly focus on what we enjoy and we're good at. It's like me, prime example. I should have a muscle up by now. How many years have I been doing it? But I just don't, because it's so fucking hard to train for. You know, and yet I get to the top level.
Okay, then when we get back, let's do one of those packed things. Let's set a date.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, why do I want to muscle up? And that's why I ask everybody. It's like, where's the motivation to do it?
You should be an elite athlete. That's what your motivation should be. So the why is you should be in the top tier of when you go to these competitions. So you need to be able to do those muscle ups. Can you do a ring muscle up?
No, I can't do muscle ups. But again, okay, so it puts me into...
When I've watched you do it...
Yeah, but then why? That's me, just because I could be a good athlete. Do I want to be an athlete? This is how my head works.
You do, because you want to get your booty shorts on and go and shake your tushy in front of loads of people.
I got into the comps because it challenged me and it gave me a little bit of focus in my training. Now it's like, I think my whole goals have just changed, because I'd rather do it to feel good, not be in pain, push myself a little bit, but then I will only push myself with other people. That's why I like training. Pairs. Yeah.
Do the team ones. I think team for me would be good enough. I prefer doing it with me and Alistair work, you know, really well in sync together. Me and Klutzy were pretty good because she could do all the stuff I couldn't.
Yeah. But that's what makes a good pair or team. You've each got different strengths, or you can all like pull together and hold the team up. Unless you're taking it really seriously and then you just try and get the best people at everything and make a team that way. But then I think some people just take it too seriously. Then what? Well,
there's some serious people at Imperial Bodies. There's some serious people at every gym. Yeah, but then I'll say, but then what? What if you lose the ability to be as good as you are? Then what? Well, that's like anything though. Like for me, like playing pool is a prime example of that, where I was, you know, probably one of the best players around when I was 17. Then I had obviously the tumour, and that had really affected how I could cue. And then I wasn't the best putter anymore, you know, whereas I used to be. And then I keep losing games, and now I'm fucked off with it, and I don't want to fucking play. Yeah, so exactly. So you sabotaged your dream of being a professional snooker player. Yeah, but I just wanted to win the Daventry singles once. That was my dream. That was the only thing that I could never get that I've ever wanted. But there's still time. There's still time. Do they do like an adaptive athlete? Yeah. You mean like the amputee ones? Yeah, adaptive athletes. No, there was an old boy called Eddie that was Eddie Maloney that was really good, and he played with one arm, and he had like this. Bloody hell. Yeah, he got like, it was like a little, someone had engineered him a little silver triangle, and it got a little hole in the middle, and he just sort of put that on, and yeah, really good. So Ben, you've really got no excuses, have you? Is someone chopping the tree down there? Post office. I was just checking where the dog is. I think we all like to find excuses. I found mine for not getting a muscle up. It's too hard. Doesn't make me a better person. I'm going to get up there. I can feel it. I'm going to get up there. I want it. I will keep chipping away at it. Yeah, you write that into my plan. When we get fucking back in that gym, I'm getting up on that fucking bar. I've done it with a couple of bands. They're going to call me No Banded Ben soon. No Bandy Ben. I'll be there doing... No Banded Ben. I think I'm Mario Forgione doing pull-ups for fun and cycling at the same time. Yeah, check me out. I'll be there. Muscle-ups. I'll be there doing ginger shots through my eyeballs and at the top of the
Oh my God. I'll sort that out for you, Ben.
Yeah, sort it. Stick it in.
Yeah, it'll be
So what
good.
else you know? What are you reading this week?
I haven't got a new one yet. I've just had a new one delivered, but I haven't started it yet. Work worth doing.
So is this about not wasting your own time?
Yeah, and about aligning your values with what you actually do, making it beneficial to everybody that you try to serve.
I'm reading, I've just started, it's a very old book, How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Oh, is it?
I think it was written in the 1940s or 50s, because there's like an introductory chapter and it talks all about US presidents in the 1920s, and there's words in there that this is another good
Googling.
thing. This is another good thing. Where I go, what does ineptitude mean?
Ineptitude means lack of skill or ability.
Yes, thank you.
All right, that is clever.
Yeah. So I've reading this book, and I'm just the first part is basically like with your children, like especially with me, with Bailey, do I expect too much from her? I'm always going, you should be doing this, should be doing that. Right? Instead of giving her encouragement, you're always criticizing. And the first chapter was about stop criticizing people, whether you're at work, friendship, family, because if you can encourage, then they're more likely to do what you want them to do.
Yeah,
But I'm that far in at the moment, so I'll give you another rub. Now Game of Thrones is off, I might get 4 or 5 chapters in before next week. But I've had a lot of people recommend that book to me, and I was thinking through the introductory chapter, I only better understand this. I'm not stopping.
You're constantly on your watch.
Yeah,
but I only learned what procrastination meant last year. Before then, I meant it just meant swearing all the time.
What does I'm watching my see, it's come off my arm, it come off.
It basically means you put off doing tasks that you should do. You're wasting time because you just keep distracting yourself. But I always thought it, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I need to stop swearing.
I need to stop swearing. The only thing
No, I don't.
Potentially isn't PC is when we see bum. I think we should, potentially not.
I don't think we've used that.
No, we haven't. But I'm just saying, for like video purposes and online, I don't believe effing and jeffing is that bad. But dropping a C-bomb, I think, you can leave that. There's a lot of the C-bomb in Game of Thrones as well.
I've never watched it.
I think, honestly, you'd love it. There's just so much nookie going on. It's unreal.
Just watch it for the nookie.
Yeah, you'll lose your life. That's the only thing I would say. You will lose your life. And
2020, we had Tiger King. This year, I started off with Bridgerton.
Probably, I've watched Bulletproof. I watched three Bulletproof, and I've started watching The Mandalorian as well because I'm into Star Trek. So I watched one episode of that last night. I watched Bridgerton, a bit of Bridgerton, see what I fancy more. I'm going to go down the Bridgerton route because I'm still loving the old school stuff. But I will do The Mandalorian as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. So are we going to get that lumen and do a little test?
Yes. What I'm going to do, if my house sale goes through, I'm going to buy that lumen. And then I think we should make a video, or like, because I've got the Q cut thing that I can make an edit and make an actual video and then post it to YouTube with the links about. That's what I think we should do when use the products, then give the feedback, because you never know, you might find a gadget you like, Dina Fee.
Yeah, you never know. I
might. Maybe I'll buy you an Apple
one
Watch.
That actually works without, just wanting to make money from people.
The 0% chance of rain in Daventry at the moment. There's a 3 degrees chill factor, and it's cloudy in most places. Sun's going to come out at 2 o'clock though.
Yeah. Would you be able to tell any of that just from looking out your window, stepping outside? Oh,
Don't know.
I think ultimately
I
you
did
either
think, John,
like
I did-
gadgets and they make your life a hell of a lot better, or you're just not going to get on with them and it's not going to bring you any value. I'm in
Yeah, I
the, you're
think-
just not going to get on with them and it's not going to bring you any value.
I think that looming thing is one of those things that is definitely, I'd say 80% something that you buy and then stick, you would never use myself. But it'd be interesting to look at it. And what was the other thing that I sent you? Just quickly before we go.
I don't know.
Other than my pictures of me and my I know it was on Instagram.
Yeah, we said we'd speak about the gadgets.
Where are you?
And then you mentioned litter, so a message to everybody is pick up your shit and put it in a bin.
Featured on Forbes, Plenty Shake. It looks like that Huel thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think you text back, what's up with food?
I did text back and say, what's up with food?
Have you ever done that Huel though?
No, I'd rather eat.
Yeah, I'm a fat bastard.
Again, drinking calories never filled me up. I'd feel like I had to eat. And I kind of mentioned that by just drinking all your calories, you're stopping your digestive system and your stomach from breaking down food and using the enzymes. So again, it's kind of, if you do that too much, then what work does your body need to do?
I believe Djokovic, the tennis player, he only ever has shakes, never eats food. That's weird, isn't it, for a top athlete like that?
Do you know what? Okay, but he's a professional tennis player. So my questions would be, if that's what he does, then how often or how long does he train for every day? Because there would be a reason for an athlete doing that, because it's quicker to get into the system.
Just he doesn't like eating food, consuming food. Apparently, I heard it on Wimbledon that he just prefers just to get it down and he's done, rather than time weight. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. You'd have thought he is skin and bones, though, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, but I'd be interested to look into his lifestyle. And maybe he's just one of those people that just don't like eating food. In which case, well, then yeah, drink your calories. If you physically can't eat it and you need to get that in, it's a bit like somebody with an eating disorder, isn't it? Like at some point you've got to be forced to eat your calories. You may naturally be inclined not to eat enough to support his training and for him to play tennis. So he'd need to get the calories in somehow. But yeah, that is interesting. But I'd rather eat so I get full and then I can just relax.
One thing before we go on the gym, that I used to think was cool that you used to do. Are you still going to bring back Member of the Month? You did that at IB1, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but I stopped that.
Did it annoy people?
No, but it annoyed me because I became, I became conscious that some people may be feeling like let down or, oh, well, why haven't I been chosen? So I wanted to avoid all that, because what makes me choose a member because of what they do. So I didn't want to be I didn't want that to be a reason why people come to the gym, because they want Member of the Month or they want to be recognised for the changes that they've done. Because for me, it kind of will, you go to Weight Watchers or Slimming World or whatever it is, to stand on a set of scales.
They do that there, do they?
I think so, yeah. So you get a certificate, didn't you? And you get recognised for your achievement.
I've never been to a Weight Watchers.
And then it's like fucking fat Karen.
She
had a fucking takeaway last night and she lost a fucking pound. I've been starving and living on, so it's like, well, and one thing that always stuck in my head is when the training shed did it, I was left feeling disappointed and almost like I should have been chosen, because my transformation from when I joined the gym to where I ended up was massive. And a couple of the coaches said, I thought you should have got that.
And then you was annoyed.
Yeah, and so I think of it on a whole. Well, look at the
So it
people
could be
that are coming to the gym.
demotivational for a lot more people than the one person that could win
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough.
So for me, it's like, well, why should I pick Ben as member of the month when somebody else
Well, I
may
never
feel
got
like
picked.
they've brought more? You know, for you, you bring a lot of value, the same as the coaches. But then it's like, well, who's actually voting for this?
I'm the events manager anyway, so I don't need to worry.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, without people like you and the coaches, it's like, it's still, you know, you can praise me all you want, but it wouldn't be what it is without everybody else that I've got there. Because that's what kind of fuels me to keep going. It brings that vision of what I want to do and what I want to achieve, and what I think helps members the most and attracts new people into wanting to be a part of it. Not because you can be a member of the month and get a t-shirt or win a 3 months membership just because you've had a biggest transformation or you've
I
come
think
in
we
and
need
you've
to
got
up
the
the.
biggest
That's one
PB.
thing we should do is up the merch. To get the up the merch for when the lockdown.
Yeah, I have
Get
got
some new
ideas of
design.
what I'd like
Have
to
you
give.
have you got some new design ideas for the t-shirts?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got to get them printed actually. I got them before the last before the lockdown.
Did you know what I would say though? The quality of the old t-shirts, you know, that thicker material, that was probably better than the new ones with the.
Yeah, they were pretty shit, weren't they?
Well, they were still good, but I just think when you're sweating in them, you know, especially with my saggy tats.
Yeah, the quality does matter. The same as in the joggers as well, though. They've got to look and feel good.
Mm.
But,
I can't
I
wait.
think we've got ideas. Simon came up with some ideas for
Oh yeah,
like an
what
awards night
skirts?
thing over Zoom.
Skirts. Yeah, like he's going to get his own line of skirts done that you can wear in the gym.
And bras.
And yeah, what was he on about as well? He's going to get all Jodie's shoes and start selling them as squatter shoes. Here's me. It's Uncle Simon.
Simone.
Yeah, he should
Auntie
say that.
Simone.
Uncle Si and Auntie
Simone. But yeah, I think over Zoom we're going to come up with some like funny awards night. So we'll just get members to vote, just as a little bit of a get together. But
yeah, that's cool because we did that with work and that was good. And we did like a load of questions like the most likely to do X or Y and those things. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it was good. The baby game.
Yeah, who's the baby? Guess who? No, it was good. I think more stuff like that engages members rather than, right, we're going to have some nominations for the best transformation or the person that helps the most. And it's kind of like everyone plays their part in the gym.
Yeah, they do.
To make it what it is. Anything else, Ben?
No, I'm going to go and eat
I think
some
we've
food
covered
now.
a lot today. Gadgets.
Well, the main chunk was gadgets. So I'm telling everyone, go and buy them. You're saying no, you don't. We're completely on both sides of the fence. It's been good. It's you know, you're saying it from a financial perspective, and I'm coming from a fun perspective. And look how happy I am, eh?
If it benefits you, get it. If it's going to help you be accountable and become aware, do it. Pay out that money. But you're the only one that can fix your own shit.
Yeah.
And pick up your shit. There you go, Ben. How about that? Pick up your rubbish, put it in a bin, take it home with you. Stop leaving your masks on the street.
I picked up some rubbish earlier around the country park and put it in the bin because I walked past it initially and then I was annoyed with myself and thought, you should have fucking picked that up. And all the way around, then I come back round and collected it and chucked it away.
Yeah, that's just lazy and disrespectful. I've got no time for people like that. Do your bit.
Okay.
We've all got to live here.
We have, unfortunately, the ghetto known as NN11.
Well, I'm in NN6 and it's that bad.
NN6. But you get
dog shit everywhere. Like, what the hell? It's not litter here, it's dog poo.
Please.
Honestly, it's lazy, man. Just pick it up. It's just left in the street. It's dirty.
I mean, you don't really want to pick up another dog.
Honestly, if I ever saw somebody, I'd pick it up, follow them, and shove it through the letterbox.
On fire.
On fire.
Let's sting the place out. That's probably why I wouldn't have a dog, because I just don't want to pick up the dog shit.
It's alright if you feed them meat.
Hey?
It's alright if you feed them meat.
Well, if you
Bruce
just
is,
feed them meat.
yeah, Bruce is on a raw food diet, and I tell you what, his poos have transformed. Like, they're small and solid.
Oof.
Amazing.
Do you know what? I had a weird dream last night. Sorry to go on a slight tangent about pets. I had a dream about Danny Spiegel. Right? I never really dream about like people that I don't know, like celebrities and stuff. Obviously, she's in the CrossFit world, and her cat attacked me and bit on my arm, and it was hanging off my arm, and I couldn't get it off. And then my arm was all bleeding, and I can't really remember the rest. But hey,
Wow. Did you wake up and check your arm?
Don't have cheese before you go to sleep.
Did you wake up and check your arm though?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I went and had something to eat instead.
Oh, Ben, what you like. On that note, I'm going to go and have some cheese on toast.
Yeah, speak to you soon. Have a good
See you
day.
later, Ben. Thanks very much. Bye.